Hello there, welcome to a new series. FM Thinks is the name, and it's what I'm doing now as sort of, I guess you'd call it an experimental series, but it's a bit more in-depth than some you might have seen before. So let's see how it goes, shall we? What I've done is simmed, as you can see on the screen there, I simmed through 10 different years, and I took lots of averages and sort of interesting things from it, and I'm going to present them to you now in fancy form. Well, let's hope it is fancy form. But yeah, I went through 10 different saves. We did a full year. We've got things like which managers got manager of the year, player of the seasons, top goal scorers, average points, all sorts of things. So let's crack on with it, shall we? We'll start ourselves off with the top goal scorers. So now, obviously, we'll look at the real life ones. Sergio Aguero top tier. Harry Kane, as we know, had a very good season. Diego Costa's in there. Charlie Austin had a good year, amongst a few others that might be a bit surprising. Said Berahino's had a really good year, considering West Brom haven't been exactly lighting up the Premier League. What did the game think? So we'll start away at the bottom and we'll work our way up. Some of these are quite accurate. So with 13 goals in real life, Christian Benteke, 13.2. I'm sure he's pleased with it. Eden Hazard, obviously player of the year this year. 14 goals in game. In real life, 13.2 in game. This is where it's not quite correct. Mario Balotelli, only 1 goal in real life. 13.6 though in game. Had a really good time for Liverpool. Ayoze Perez, double this tally in the game compared to real life. Costa, pretty solid, 20 in real life, 14.8 in the game. This is an interesting one. Obviously, Boney was at Swansea. Gomez came in at halfway through. 9 goals in real life, 16.5 for a full season. Charlie Austin, 17.2 and 18 in real life, so that's really accurate. Again, Falcao, bit of a Balotelli here, 4 in real life, 17.3 in the game. Sergio Aguero, 26 in real life, 20.5 in the game. So they got that right. Sergio Aguero, top goal scorer, based on 10 seasons. They knew it. So manager of the season then, let's start off with it. Now, Brendan Rodgers might surprise you, got this twice. Obviously didn't have the greatest of years with Liverpool. Louis van Gaal picked up the award 4 times, and Jose Mourinho, you can see there he's loving it, picked it up a couple of times as well, and obviously won it in real life. On to player of the season. Eden Hazard only picked it up twice. Sergio Aguero, as you can see there, won it 3 times. 3 times. Eden Hazard, as I mentioned, won it twice. Once at the beginning, once at the end. And Wesley Sneijder, probably the most interesting one of the 3, signed for Manchester United and won it. As you can see, the back slap bang in the middle. Now, once a young player, Eden Hazard won that 3 times. Philippe Coutinho won it twice. And surprisingly, for me at least, Christian Eriksen won it 3 times. You'll see in a moment that he didn't have, he wasn't lighting up the season for Spurs. They didn't have an overly successful campaign in any of the years, which I find quite interesting. So let's move on to the next part, which is the bottom half, average points. What was their points tally? This is a good way of describing how accurate they were. So in 11th place, we had Southampton, 48 points, 46.82 points. Stoke City finishing 12th place. As we move our way down, Aston Villa, 45.55 points. So they had a slightly better season. Stoke and Southampton had a slightly worse season, according to Football Manager. Swansea, another one who had a slightly worse, according to Football Manager. Hull obviously went down. Football Manager predicted they would stay up. Based on the 10 years I simulated. Again, QPR, you can see from the squad strengths of Hull and QPR that you might expect them to be a little bit higher up, but it just didn't happen for Steve Bruce and the millions of managers that were at QPR this year. Leicester stayed up, according to Football Manager, and in real life. Burnley obviously went down, so they got one right. Sunderland with 35.18, and maybe surprisingly, at the bottom of the list is Crystal Palace. Obviously had a really good sort of resurgent run under Nigel Pardew, Alan Pardew, but sadly not in the game, as they finished bottom about 7 out of the 10 times I did it. So we move on to the top half now. West Brom coming in at 10th. I think they'll be pretty pleased with that. Tony Pulis' West Brom doing a good job for them. You can see here Everton, West Brom and one other, all on 51 points. That one other is West Ham, having a really good season, finishing, what would that be, 8th? So in 7th place, Newcastle United. My word, survived on the last day of the season, but in Football Manager did far better. Spurs coming in at 6th, obviously had a slightly better season on the last day. Arsenal drop out of the top 4 for the first time in history, I think. And not history, but Chelsea, 4th place, obviously won the league. So Football Manager really didn't rate their chances. Liverpool, 74.18 points, finishing in 3rd. Manchester City, the 2 Manchester clubs at the top. But Manchester United, 5 points clear comparatively over 10 years. So they've had a phenomenal season, mostly down to the form of Radamel Falcao and Robin van Persie, who both had sort of in different seasons, when one played, the other one didn't. And that's what led to it. So, speaking of title winners, Arsenal and Manchester City each picking up 1 title each. Liverpool and Chelsea got 2 each, and Manchester United got 4. Louis van Gaal picked up countless Manager of the Year awards. Falcao scored lots of goals, and that was kind of why. But when there's winners, there has to be losers. Aston Villa, Southampton and Queen's Park Rangers all relegated once. Leicester twice, Hull 3 times. Burnley 6 times, Crystal Palace 7 times, and Sunderland 8 times. So real life, let's have a look at it. That's how it finished. Chelsea, City, Arsenal, United, Spurs, etc, etc. Hull, Burnley, QPR went down. Average points, Manchester United, Manchester City, Liverpool and Chelsea. And then average positions, which is slightly different to points. You can see Liverpool had some really good years and then some really bad years, hence their points tally sort of wavered up and down. But that's the only real change. There's a few more in the middle there that you can kind of notice. But that brings us to the end. So, wow, that was a lot of consistent talking. If you've enjoyed this kind of video, this kind of episode, it takes a little bit longer to sort of make, and I've enjoyed doing it. So if you want to see more of this, do get in touch, leave a comment. If you've seen anything within your saves, obviously you'll all have your own saves where things happen which are quite strange in the initial season. Let me know what happened. Something exciting, maybe. I don't know. Maybe a team that you expect not to go down went down. Someone like a Liverpool or an Arsenal or a Tottenham or something. That could always be quite interesting. So, as I mentioned, if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more of this sort of thing, please leave a like. This is FM Thinks. I'll be doing a few more of these over the next few weeks. So that brings us to the end. So from me, Dr. Benji, with love, with care, stay humble, stay handsome, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.